what's going on, traders? Happy Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning back to the channel today. And as usual, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know exactly how my day trading went. And so today was a pretty unfortunate day for me, right? So I pretty much gave back all the profit I made yesterday, as you guys can see. Well, pretty much when I woke up today, my TOS has been glitching, so it's still showing the profit that I made yesterday for some reason. So that's not actually how much I was, accurately up or down on the days. So I was down $122 on TQQQ, and then I lost about $12 on SQQQ trading today by the end of the day, right? So I was down about $130, a little more. And so definitely not the best day, right? I gave back everything I made yesterday, and there were definitely a lot of mistakes I made. And so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know, how I can learn from it. So hopefully you guys can learn, as well from the mistake, and hopefully not make it in the future. But looking at the Nasdaq, what I saw going on was I knew that heading into today, there was a chance that the Nasdaq could continue to rally and be the reason why I thought that was this thing has been consistently uptrending, right? Anytime it would touch the bottom view up, it would, end up bouncing and forming a higher low and higher high. And so as you guys can tell, this thing was uptrending. And yesterday, end of market, it pulled on back down here, right? And so I decided to buy into some stocks, as you guys know. And ultimately, right, this thing started to sell off in the morning. And so I didn't see value once it broke below this support, right? So once the Nasdaq sold off and stopped validating this pattern of higher lows and higher highs, right? I decided to cut out of my swing trades, and that's why you guys can see, I'm out of my swings already, right? I lost, a little bit of a decent amount on them, but nothing that's too drastic, right? But that's the risk that I, thought or I was definitely taking on by buying in yesterday. There was no confirmation, but if it did end up rallying again, there could have had some nice potential, but as we know, it didn't end up happening as according to plan. So I took a loss there. And my big mistake of the day was as the Nasdaq started to sell off pre-market, right, pretty aggressively. Right when I woke up, this thing sold off and then bounced a bit. Right when it started to bounce, I thought that was a sign that it was gonna start to recover, right? And make that higher high as I mentioned, but that's not what ended up happening. Right, it would sell off and then I would have to keep cutting losses on TQQQ. And once this thing would really aggressively sell off, I would buy into SQQQ thinking it was gonna continue only for this thing to bounce, right? So I was definitely getting on the wrong side of everything, and I was way too hopeful that TQQQ was gonna end up bouncing, right? Anytime I saw the Nasdaq bounce, right, as it did here and it did over here, right? In my eyes, I thought that was a good sign that this thing was gonna start to reverse, right? And I was very hopeful, and I didn't allow direction to actually confirm itself, right? Rather than go with the actual direction on the day, which was this thing was selling off, right? There's no question about it. Every time it would break above the EMA, it would struggle to hold, right? That's where I really went wrong. I should have noticed pre-market, right? I should have seen that happen here. And so once I saw this happen at market open, right, every time it broke above the EMA, I should have really just stayed focused on SQQQ. I could have continued to ride this momentum down, right, and made a nice profit on the day rather than, try to predict the bottom on this. So although I thought that there was potential for this thing to bounce, right, I obviously can't predict the bottom, and I really burned myself that way. As you guys can tell, this thing ultimately ended up bouncing, and I was able to recover some of my loss because I was down a decent amount at this point. But as you guys can tell, right, this thing peaked out, got rejected, and rather than go with direction of the day, I decided to continue trying to force TQQQ, right? And so I just got burned all the way down, and I ended up losing a decent amount today. So I'm definitely mad with the fact that I didn't manage risk properly, right? And I wasn't actively trading with direction. I was trying to predict the bottom. That's something I really struggle with, as you guys all know, and something I really want to work on heading into, tomorrow and Friday. But think that's pretty much everything I wanted to, discuss in today's video. The Nasdaq itself, right, is it still has potential to fall, right? We are approaching, somewhere around a support area. It could have a bit of a bounce and it could continue to uptrend, guys. It's still not like out of the question, but if this thing does sell off and, break below around the 11,700 mark, we could see this thing start to fall down, and, it'll bring down the tech stocks with it, or the tech stocks will bring this down, right? But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video because I will be trading and posting that. Other than that, if you guys are new to the channel, we do appreciate you dropping a like and subscribing. And if you guys have any questions at all, just go ahead and drop a comment and I'm more than happy to answer that for you. But I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.